the potential, what you have in post-production with that footage is limitless. You know, it captures so much. Hi, I'm Danny D and I'm the director of A Hussey Productions. We've been operating for about 4 years now in the film industry. My journey into filmmaking has been quite unique, to say the least. Working in the adult film industry, I was always surrounded by different tech. Cameras especially was always an interest of mine. I loved the variation between them and what they could do, different capabilities, and I always gravitated towards that. I loved playing with the cameras on set and all the lights, the tech, everything that we sort of had, and I wanted to learn how to direct and produce. And when the opportunity arose, I kind of grabbed the bull by the horns and really jumped in on it. I rented a Red camera and delivered a scene because I just wanted to deliver something so unique and special to my client that I'd really knock their socks off. I spent the whole budget on the Red camera. I didn't make a penny. And when I delivered the content, it had a great effect. They absolutely loved it, and they requested for 10 more scenes to be recorded on Red. Obviously there was an awkward chat where I had to explain that I rented the Red and it wasn't part of my arsenal, and I made no money because I'd spent all the money renting the camera equipment. But it really got me into a good place with the company, and I was able to set up my business. And after time, I bought my first Red. I went along and I bought a second Red after that. Red actually had a unicorn upgrade program back then where you could chop in your camera and upgrade it to the next model. So I ended up applying, got accepted to exchange my 2 Red Ravens for Red Dragon X's. The only issue was I had to go to California to do so. So I actually flew to LA Red HQ to drop off my cameras, pick up the new ones, and then fly all the way home again, which was quite a daunting experience, flying with just 2 very expensive cameras. But yeah, ever since then we haven't looked back. We've upgraded one of them Dragon X's to a Gemini, and yeah, we love the results that the cameras give us. So that's kind of my journey into it. Creators that could benefit from using Red is so vast. I mean, it all depends on what you need at the end of the day, what you're trying to achieve with your project. But if you're dealing with high-end clients, people that definitely need the maximum amount of quality and variations in their projects, Red seems to have you covered on most angles. There's a camera for pretty much all the range of filmmaking for what you might have to tackle. But yeah, for me, Red is the best sort of camera system that I could ever use. It's the best one I have used, and it's why we religiously shoot with Red. Again, whether Red are the go-to camera or the best camera, I think really depends on the project that you're making and the company that you're running. Not all productions will need a 8K or a 6K output. A lot of clients only need something delivered in 4K or 1080 or so it really does depend on the project of what you're undertaking. For me personally and the clients that I deal with, Red is a must, and it's something that we've just adapted, and that's the way we operate. But there are, like you say, many good cameras from Canon, Sony's, Blackmagic's. There's so many different cameras out there, and it is a competitive market. It's difficult to say one's so much better than the other. I think it really goes down to how your workflow is, what you value in your camera. Whether that's stability in the data or the modular design or global shutter, whatever it may be. I think it very much depends on what you're looking for in a camera. I think shooting with Red, it gives you the possibility of shooting in Red RAW. The potential, what you have in post-production with that footage is limitless. It captures so much when you use the full sensor. The dynamic range in the Reds is amazing. So you can literally color grade and take everything to a deeper level than you normally would with another camera. Investing in a Red camera can be an extremely big purchase. There's a lot of stuff that you need to purchase with it. It's not just a case of buying the camera. They're sold as a brain, and then you need to buy all sorts of other accessories within the Red ecosystem to be able to make your camera work for what you need. And that is a big commitment, and it's not one that I would suggest you do lightly. And that's the way we did it. I think I rented a Red for the first 8 months of our productions. It was something to make sure that I was using the right camera, the right tool for the job that I was doing. As I say, they can be expensive, so it's something you might not want to burden yourself with initially. But again, I think that's where the rental market really comes into play, because with any sort of piece of equipment, you can test it, rent it, try it before you buy it, and that you can really see how that works for you and your company, whether that be a Red camera and you need low light mode in a Gemini, or you need something small because you have a smaller budget and you're going for a Komodo. You know, it all depends on what you need. So I wouldn't say be put off by the price tag. You can certainly look at renting cameras to sort of experience the range before you commit and buy the one that you need to.